consumption. And I got an email about tonight from an advocacy group that doesn't need to be named, warning me of extreme anti-wind activists that were going to be here, but I haven't seen them yet. Yeah, you seem pretty reasonable to me, actually. It's unfortunate that people feel the need to insert language like that into the debate, because that's really gets closer to the root of the problem, which is what I want to talk about as someone who's maybe an extremist or a radical, because I like to focus on the roots of problems. And the root of the problem we face today is not whether we get our power from Vermont Yankee or from wind turbines or from fossil fuels or from Hydro-Quebec. It's that we use too damn much electricity, and we have to figure out how to stop using so much. We use a disproportionate, inequitable amount of electricity in this country. We need to use less energy. I think I would go so far as to support a moratorium on all new energy projects in the state. We have time to figure this out. The effects of climate change that we're seeing now are not coming from carbon emissions in the past 10 years. They're coming from carbon emissions over the past 50, 100 years. We have time to figure this out and get it right. Last time people rushed for clean energy, you know what they did? They dammed all the rivers in Quebec and displaced many, many Innu, Cree, and Innu and Cree communities. That was bad. And that didn't happen because we took a long time and really considered the impacts of our energy. That happened because people moved fast. They moved quick. They didn't have conversations about justice and about equity. And that's what we need to do now. It's not about renewables. It's not about carbon emissions. It's about how do we live on this planet with millions and millions of other people? How do we live in this country with millions and millions of other people and use less energy and make sure that our energy choices aren't negatively affecting people the way they are now? And as I understand it, this siting commission was not created as a reaction to the moratorium, but just on the fact that the Public Service Board process is totally broken and doesn't work for anyone. The Public Service Board process is why folks in Moncton and Heinsberg are facing a natural gas pipeline going through their front yards, which thankfully for some of them, they've been able to work with Vermont Gas, however hard they had to try to change that. But the Public Service Board process is broken. The way that we make decisions around energy is broken. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're not addressing consumption. That is the root of the problem here. In case you didn't get it, that was my point, yeah. And a story, it's funny being in this room right now because I got my degree in forestry from UVM a few years ago. And I remember being in this room, although it wasn't quite so nice back then, with Mike Snyder, who used to be the Chittenden County Forester. He's now the Commissioner for Forest Parks and Recreation. Brilliant guy, the most brilliant person in terms of forest ecology we have in the state, I think. And he stood up here and he said, you know folks, wood is good. Wood is good. And he was talking about biomass. He was mostly talking about people using wood to heat their homes and wood stoves, which I think is great. But he was also talking about biomass electricity. And I agreed, and I was like, yeah, that's great. McNeil's awesome. Biomass is the way to go. It's renewable. And I took some time, and 4 or 5 years after that, I realized that I rushed to a conclusion there. I listened to this rhetoric that wood is good, and I was wrong, because biomass, as a matter of fact, might release more carbon emissions short-term than burning coal. So we really need to slow down and think about consumption and not just jump to all of these solutions that are being put out there that are not really addressing the root of the problem. So I hope you all can do that in your work.
Thanks. Keep studying that coal issue.